Before Christmas at Graceland, Elvis Presley celebrated 22 Christmases at various homes throughout Memphis and Mississippi. It is no secret that Christmas was Elvis's favorite holiday. As written in Arlene Cogan's book, Elvis, This One's for You, Elvis told Arlene, "I love Christmas." In the December 18, 1963 edition of the Memphis Press Scimitar, and also in the Commercial Appeal, we see Elvis accepting a 6-foot-tall plaque for his prior year's philanthropic generosity at a ceremony held at City Hall. That year he was there to give his Christmas donation of an additional $55,000, equivalent to over $550,000 in today's money, to over 100 charities. He is quoted as saying, "I'm just happy I'm in a position to give." The representatives seemed just as interested in shaking his hand and getting an autograph as they were receiving their checks. "Just touch my hand and I'll take that home," one elderly woman said to Elvis. A nun from Convent of the Good Shepherd shyly held out an envelope and a pen. Elvis signed it, "Love, Elvis," and said, "God bless you." When presented with the 6-foot plaque, Elvis replied, "Good grief," and said he would probably have to build a room around it, at which Mayor William Ingram suggested it to be placed in the Elvis Presley Coliseum. And to that, Elvis shook his head and laughed. "I'm not going to say anything about that." Incidentally, Anita Wood, who was working at City Hall at the time, was also in attendance and had met up with Elvis after his presentation, and they spoke with each other as mentioned in Once Upon a Time, Elvis and Anita by Johnita Brewer Barrett. It is also highlighted in the Commercial Appeal article that Elvis donated $1,000 to sponsor 100 children at the Press Scimitar's Goodfellow Christmas event, and how he was the recipient of the generosity of this Goodfellow event as a child. It was also mentioned in George Klein's book, Elvis My Best Man, that Elvis told him he received, quote, "one of those holiday bags," unquote, from Goodfellows at Christmas. The Goodfellow event was an annual event which provided clothes, food, and toys for about 4,000 underprivileged children in the Memphis area. Children up to the age of 14 would receive shirt, pants, or a dress, a coat, hat, scarves, gloves, and undergarments, a stocking filled with goodies like candy, fruit, nuts, and toys. Elvis arriving in Memphis in November of 1948 meant he would have qualified to attend the 1948 and 1949 event. According to the Memphis Press Scimitar article, throughout the year, businesses, clubs, schools, and teams would hold various fundraising events. There would be dances, bowling tournaments, classroom collections, and personal donations to raise the tens of thousands of dollars needed to hold this event. In 1946, the fund goal was $37,000, and in 1963, it was $46,000. The names of the donors would be published in the newspaper. As we can see, in 1963, Elvis's name was listed below with others. The donors were called Goodfellows. This event was held at the Ellis Auditorium, and it appears that there were also performances to add to the festivities. You can see rows and aisles of goods known as Santa Claus Lane, which line the auditorium floor, holding the goods of articles of clothing, toys, and food. Elvis never forgot the leaner years in his life, yet his family would fill the holiday with the love, church services, music, songs, and praise, gathering of kin and friendship, and would manage to provide Elvis with a little something. Elvis was always a cheerful giver, and got great joy in giving. And while we hear of Elvis's generosity in giving away cars and homes, it is not as well publicized that Elvis would pay for friends' medical bills and buy wheelchairs for strangers. Elvis more than earned the name of Goodfellow.